Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel with me, Meffan, your yoga teacher for today. So today's practice is all about active versus passive movement. And just to give you a brief idea of what that means is that in yoga, a lot of the time we do postures where we're using resistance and pressure with one hand against a foot or something to get us deeper. Whereas today we're going to do that and we're going to work really actively so we can feel the difference and see the difference in our bodies when we're using every single muscle to maybe like go into dancer actively as to how deep we can go when it's passive. If you like this flow, then I really recommend coming to join my membership as we're about to head into a full month of active versus passive, working on mobility and everything. So I will link below to my monthly membership. Come check it out, come join me, see how you get on. If not, just subscribe to the YouTube, but the membership is where all the yummy long flows are, so there'll be a much longer version of this. We're going to get started. We're going to start standing up. We're just going to come to grounding near the top of the mat, so feet together. If it feels more natural for you to have the feet slightly hip width apart, that is absolutely fine. We're just going to take some moments here to ground into our space, to become present within our practice today. Hands down by the side, Tadasana. So just feeling into the breath, your balance, eyes are closed if not already. Feeling that energy rise all the way from the base, the sole of your foot, up through the center line of your body, channeling up through the spine, out through the crown of the head. Just noticing what's alive for you in your body today, how it feels. Knowing that it's okay to take pause when you need to, and it's good to challenge yourself when you need to as well. We'll work through a few sun salutations to warm the body up before moving into a little balanced standing sequence. Fluttering open the eyes. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, take a forward fold. Inhale, create some space. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up, come to standing. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, create space. Exhale, ground the hands, step back to a high plank. Hold here for an extra breath. Take an inhale. Exhale, drop the knees down. Let's lower for 3 little push-ups here. Lowering for 1, and lift. For 2, and lift. For 3, and lift. Slowly lowering all the way down to the mat. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, ground down through the feet, downward facing dog. So your first downward facing dog of the practice, feel free to take a little pedal through the feet, through the legs, maybe a wiggle of the hips, a shake, a nod of the head, whatever it is that you are needing in your body today. So as always, just recognizing and observing what's happening in your body. Anytime you get a little stuck with the breath, just take a little releasing breath to reset. And trying to connect with your Ujjayi breathing throughout our practice today. On your next inhale, step your feet towards your hands, lift the chest, create space. Exhale, folding over both legs. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, create space. Exhale, place the hands, either step or jump back, working down either through the knees or down through chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog or a cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Sweep the right leg up, square hips. So keeping the hips square, pushing through the back heel. Grounding into the hands and the fingers. And now keeping the shoulders where they are, open the hip of the right leg. So we don't want to let that left shoulder collapse underneath. We want to stay really strong through the shoulders as if we had a square hipped position. So we're just opening through the hips. Slowly release the right leg down. Take a moment to reset and then sweep the left leg up, square hip, three-leg dog. Again, really grounding down through the hands. Keeping the shoulders where they are, staying strong in that squared position. Now just open the left hip. Taking that leg as high as it can go. And slowly release down. Take an inhale, wave the body forwards to high plank. Exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, coming forwards, high plank. Work through a vinyasa again, lowering down through chaturanga or the knees. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, step, or you can float the feet to the hands, lift the chest, create space. Exhale, fold down over both legs. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, create space. Exhale, place the hands, step or jump back. 3 chaturanga push-ups, lowering for 1 and lift. For 2 and lift. For 3 and lift, and then wave the body straight back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the right foot forward, place the foot between the hands, drop the back knee down, lift the chest, low lunge, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Keep the chest nice and lifted. Tuck under the left toes, lifting up to a high lunge now, and take the arms up as well. If you can, take the gaze up towards the hands. On your next exhale, slowly release the hands, frame the foot, step it back to a high plank. Exhaling, lowering down through chaturanga or the knees. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the left foot between the hands, drop the back knee down, low lunge. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. As you work forwards into the stretch, stay lifted through the core. Breathing here. Tucking onto the right toes, seeing if you can lift the right knee off, staying in that lunge, but it's high now. Sweep the arms up and gaze towards the hands. And slowly exhale, release, frame the foot, step it back to high plank, working down through chaturanga or down to the knees. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, step or float the feet to the hands, lift the chest, create some space. Exhale, fold down over both legs. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands through heart center. So just find some space in the middle of your mat. Ground down through the left foot. We're going to work through this little standing sequence, and we're going to be doing this passively. So of course you'll be working actively because you've got to work your standing leg to keep you balanced. But you'll see what I mean when we work through it because you'll be holding your leg throughout. So ground down through the left. Lift up the right knee into the chest. Interlace the hands around the leg and just hug the knee in. From here, now, depending on where you're at in your practice, either you could use a strap around the foot, you could keep the leg bent and keep holding it, or take 2 peace fingers around the big right toe. Left hand comes to the hips. Reach the right leg out. Holding here, remembering to breathe, engaging your Ujjayi breath. And then start to open that right leg out to the side. Maybe if you can, taking the gaze over to the left. And bringing the right leg back through center. Nice and lifted and long through the spine. Start to bend the right leg. As you come to standing, bring the right ankle behind you. See if you can take hold of the right ankle with the right hand, setting up for dancer. You can take your left hand out in front. You can bring it down to the leg in front of you, wherever you're at. If you're working your reverse, your flip grip dancer, you can work that as well. Staying with the breath. Holding here. Come to lift all the way up. Now, either keeping hold of the ankle, coming into Ardha Chandrasana half moon, or you can release the ankle and take a block down by the side of you, wherever you are at within your practice. So even if you haven't got hold of the right foot, that's fine, because we're still balancing, we're still taking a hand to a block to give us stability here. And slowly release the right hand down. Come to find a standing split. Hands are down on the mat, or you could take the left hand around the left ankle. Remembering to breathe. And slowly release that right leg down. Just come to stand in a hips distance forward fold. Let the head hang heavy. And then slowly start to peel the body all the way up to standing. So that is our little sequence. We're going to go on the left side, exactly the same. And then we'll do it again each side, but we won't be using the hands. Grounding down through the right. Interlace hands around the left knee. Draw the chest tall. So really just use this point here to feel into the right foot, feel into your balance. When you're ready, take your variation again, maybe the fingers around the toe, maybe a strap. Right hand comes to the right hip. Breathing, staying tall. Opening that left leg now out to the left side. If you can, taking the gaze over to the right. And then bringing the left foot back in front of you. Again, just really thinking about the spine here. Beautiful and long. Slowly start to bend the left leg in. Take the ankle behind you. Take hold of the left ankle with the left hand. Start to work into your dancer. So wherever that may be. Slowly start to either keeping hold of the left leg still, or you can release it. Come down to find Ardha Chandrasana half moon. Requires quite a lot of balance here. Taking the hand to a block if you need it. One more breath. And then slowly release the left hand down, standing split. Take the right hand behind the right leg. Take the leg as high as you can, using that pressure of the hand on the mat and the hand behind the leg. And slowly release. Again, a little forward fold. Shift those hips side to side. And start to peel the body all the way up to standing. Head and neck come last. Okay, so same sequence now, but without using the hands. Ground down through the left foot. You're going to draw the right knee into the chest. Keep the hands on the hips. Holding here. So immediately you notice that there's more strength needed. We need to work the hip flexors, the core, and the quads a lot more here. Point the toes, take the right leg out long in front of you. Doesn't matter how high it is, even if it's a few inches off the mat, wherever it is, it's absolutely fine. You can take the arms up into the sky if that feels good. Right leg comes out to the side. Bring the right leg back to the front, feel into those quads. Start to bend the right leg, take the arms back as if you're coming into like an aeroplane here. And this variation of dancer, so we're lifting that right leg as high as we can, lifting the chest, but we're not taking hold of anything. So it might be a really small movement. It is still really valid, if not more so, because you're working all of the muscles. Slowly start to take the left hand down. So this is the challenging part, if it wasn't already. Half moon without taking the left hand down onto anything. So we are literally we're hovering here in our half moon. Notice that we can't hold these postures anywhere near as long. We're working so much harder. And now start to take the chest down. Arms come out around by the side of you again. Start to lift the leg, taking a standing split. So don't take the hands down to the mat. You can drop the chest down, lift that leg, but the arms are alongside the body. And release down. Come to find a Malasana yogic squat. Oh, I am sweating. I mean, it might be because it's probably about 30 degrees here in Sri Lanka where I'm filming this. But even so, this is not an easy practice. You immediately can feel the difference of the depth of your postures and also the strength needed to hold the postures. Slowly come back to standing. We've got the other side to do. So grounding down this time through the right foot. Bring the hands to the hips. Draw the left knee into the chest. So really having to work the muscles here to make this happen. Point the toes. Take the leg out long in front of you. If you want to take the arms up above the head, by all means, go for it. Open the left leg out to the left side. I've got a door in my way. Hold. And then bring it back to the front. Really long through the spine. Bend the left leg. Coming to find that dancer variation again. Open through the chest. Arms reach back. And then the foot of the left leg, you're lifting it as high as you can up towards the sky. Holding here. Are you ready now to transition into our half moon? So right hand comes towards the mat. It's not touching anything. We're hovering here. We're using every little bit of balance strength that we've got to stay in the posture. Slowly shift the chest down, take the arms back again. Standing split, lift the leg as high as you can. One more breath. Take the hands down, release the left foot. Come down into Malasana, a yogic squat. Amazing work. Lift through the chest, bring the hands together. Okay. Just take the left hand down, sweep the right arm all the way up. And then release the right hand down, sweep the left arm up. And slowly release. Bring the bottom all the way down to the mat. You're going to bring yourself down to laying flat down on your mat. You're going to take the feet hip width apart. Arms come out in front of you. Slowly, slowly start to roll your way down to the mat, but really controlled. So we're working the core here. Try and match my pace. You know this is my favorite game. Hover here, hold, breathe, and release. Oh. Take the arms out into a T shape or cactus, whatever you have a little bit of space for. And then you're going to drop the knees over to the right side, and the head goes over to the left. So taking a little spinal twist. If you would like to intensify, deepen the stretch, you can take that right foot and place it on top of the left knee. Trying to keep both shoulder blades down on the mat. Inhale, coming all the way back through center, and then taking it to the other side. Knees drop over to the left, head comes over to the right, and again, if you want to intensify or deepen that stretch, just finding the left foot on top of the right knee, close off the eyes. And coming all the way back through center. Take the right ankle on top of the left knee. And either you can stay in this supta version, this laying down variation, interlacing the hands behind the knee. But the variation I prefer most is sitting up, hands behind me, flexing through the right foot, and just opening here. But either variation, whatever you're feeling into. And wherever you're at, just releasing and taking it to the other side. So now the left leg is on top. Flex through the left ankle. Clearly that flow has made me tired because I can't even get my left, my right, my heel and my ankle. Can't get any of it aligned. Really lifting through the chest, feeling that stretch through the glutes, through the IT band. And release. If you're not already laying down, just come to lay down on your mat. Take the legs up into the sky. So just feeling that release of the blood flow coming back the other way. We did all of that power on the standing legs. So close the eyes, palms of the hands facing upwards, and the legs are just up into the air. If you wanted to invert it slightly, you could take a block underneath the sacrum and just lift the pelvis off the mat with that. And just really taking some time now to melt into the mat. Allow the breath to soften. If you've had enough with the legs in the air, feel free to come down to a traditional Shavasana. If you're happy with the legs in the air, like you just don't care, just hang on here for a few more breaths. If you've got your legs up, slowly coming down to take a Shavasana. Maybe it feels good to take the soles of the feet together and let the knees drop out to the side. Maybe hands onto the belly, closing your eyes. Just again, feeling into that breath. Let's take 3 releasing breaths here, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Last one. Of course, the option of staying here for a little bit longer, or gently when you're ready, just rolling over to one side, maybe pausing there for a moment and making our way up to seated. Just taking your time, lifting through the chest, keep the eyes closed, bring the hands to heart center, and bow the head. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. That was a strong practice. Well done for getting through it. Even if there were some shakes and some wobbles and some falling, that's all part of how we learn. So yeah, like I said, please come and join me on the membership. You'll get a lot more of that kind of juicy stuff, but longer flows. I'll link to it below. I will also link below to a short lower body stretch, which I would really recommend that you do now. So if you've got an extra kind of like 7 to 10 minutes, I can't remember the exact length of it, but it's no more than 10 minutes. If you've got a little bit of extra time, then I recommend doing that. And I look forward to seeing you on the mat again very soon. Bye-bye.